Hey guys, welcome back to Taku Katsu, where we review the first episode of an anime, new or old. I am Patrick, here with your other co-host, Cori.
You know what? Sometimes I think I just want to cry, and then a girl comes behind me with a gigantic freaking knife.
And who is that girl, you might say? Could it be Vicky?
Sometimes you're really happy and bubbly, and then sometimes you're just like, no.
Right?
They're both not wrong. They're always right, you guys. Today's show...
Sorry.
No, Cori. Yeah, go on.
What was that implement? What was that?
That was a scythe.
Hatchet. It's a giant hatchet.
The hatchet is as big as my leg. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
She looked like she was like Cloud or maybe like Sephiroth.
It's a baby Cloud.
Sephiroth.
Yes. But today's show is Higurashi no Naku Koro ni Go, which basically is the 2020 version of the Higurashi series. There is an older version I believe in the 2000. I don't know when. It was probably 2010 possibly, or even before than that. Was when it first started.
Research on that.
Yeah, there's some research, but this is kind of like I wouldn't call it a remake. It's probably like a remake, but maybe it's more of a different take, but similar, story timelines of Higurashi. If you're familiar with the show, if you're not, let me be the first one to say, if you don't know what the show is about, I will be the first one to say sorry, because this show is strange. It is not everyone's taste. You are in this show for a wild ride if you could get past the first 4 episodes.
2006.
2006, yes. It's originally a visual novel, I believe, as well. And then
it is originally a visual novel from 2002.
Yes. Wow, that is
way
back.
Yep.
19 years in the making. It
shows.
19 years in the making, guys. Yes, it does. But there's a very big point that will come up later in our episode today. So, what is this show about? It's about a guy, Keiichi, and his group of girls, and
it's a harem anime.
Yeah, it's a harem. Yeah, it's just a guy with a bunch of girls, just in their daily lives. They live in the Hinamizawa, which is this mysterious town apparently. But the first episode really does the show justice. It is a slow burn where you have these kids just interact with each other, but halfway through, you get a little bit of a mystery.
Okay, wait. The first 10 seconds of the show, unlike another show, where the first 10 seconds. Look,
bad.
This show does exactly the same thing as a different show, except not with TNA, but with murder.
Yes. Yeah, I'm here for it.
I forgot to mention, guys. First 10 episodes, just blatant guy with a bat. Oh my goodness, a bat! Just like our previous episode.
I was like, what's with kids and bats?
So we found Little Slugger.
Oh my! I told you guys, he is real.
He is real.
He is real.
And he's in a sleepy little town.
Exactly. First 10 seconds in, Bat Boy, just going to town. Going to town on a body. You just don't know. It's bloody.
Bodies, really. I mean, he hits one, but there's there are bodies on the floor.
Yeah, he is going to town. It is disturbing. And then, 5 seconds later, you wake up and it's, everyone's good again, right? Everyone's happy in their own town. It's a slice of life anime between these kids and their club, and they, play games with each other. And that's what this anime is about, guys. It's about friendship. But again, after 10 minutes in the first half, you get some sneak peek mystery of this weird town that they're in. And that is the plot. It's kind of a mix of these characters that you experience their daily lives, but then you also get this little dark mystery that comes in. Little splashes of it. But that is pretty much a good summary of the show without spoiler territory. We will get to spoiler territory later. But let us go with Vicky. Why don't you start us off with what do we like about this show?
I like that because there's things I don't like, but the things I do like, it's weird. And it's one of those series where I've always wanted to watch it. So, like, watching it for this is like, okay, now I can finally, like, watch it. Knowing about some of the twists and turns. The weirdness is what I like. Because it's like, why are things like this? Like, the first 10 seconds. Why? Like,
a big why.
Yeah. And then just the wake up and it's like, okay, why? Also, it takes place in 83. And I wonder if that's significant, or if that's just like when it was first made, that was the year it took place, and they just never like changed the year. But
it's supposed to be set in the past. That's the
right.
Yeah, it just happens that the past is even more in the past when 20 years have passed since the first time we talked about the past. Have I said past too many times? All right, let's get past that.
Moving past that,
nice.
I like the art style, which is, of course, updated because it's 2020. Haven't seen the older version. It's kind of like Hunter x Hunter, where it came out in, like, 2000-something. And then, like, they updated it for, like, 2011, I think. And it just looks better. And it's just so weird. Like, at the end, why was she standing there? Why was the little girl standing there? Like, why? That's what I like, is just the questions. And I'm hoping there's answers. Unlike Paranoia Agent, where you have to really dig to get the answer. I just want them to get to it. Unlike Odd Taxi, which is too slow. This is a slow burn, but it's not too slow. Because they start off with murder. That's what I like.
You're right. That's actually a big point. Because I want to say, this show it follows a formula. I will get to it later. But it is a little bit slow burn. Because you're introduced with a lot of the... You know, it's set up. It's a fun show, guys. It's about the kids having fun, right?
Yeah. A sleepy little town, and they're playing like scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
And then there's a girl that's obviously like into making traps. Does she make deadly traps? Is that where we're going?
Oh boy! Yep. We get there. We get to places.
I mean, she definitely made a tacky trap.
Yeah, that was so wild. And then I was just like, this is going some places.
I would want to fight a girl who put tacks on the door. If I'm bleeding because you want to pull a prank, we're fighting now. I don't fight people, but I'm fighting you now. Yeah,
badass little kids putting.
Oh, trust me, there'll be a lot of danger in this show.
Yeah, the whys and the questions are what I like.
But that's good. That is the hook. If you get past the little slow burn, you will be rewarded eventually in due time. But, Vicky, you have anything else you want to add?
Just the kids laying on the ground and then an adult suddenly there. And I like that he had, like, some street sense where he's like, I'm not telling this dude nothing. And the guy's just like, just why? And he's like, they haven't found it. Like, why? So many questions were raised by this single episode where it starts off, like, in your face with, like, boom, this is what the story is about. And then it just eases off, and then it starts to ramp back up into the why. That's where I'm at. I'm just stuck on the why.
Corey, on to you. What do you like about this show?
Yeah. So now that Vicky's made her good point, she's right. It does sell you on the mystery better. I think I was a little bit distracted by my prior knowledge of what this show is. But she makes a very good point. It does a really good job of pointing to you directly at what you're supposed to expect. You know that somebody's getting beat up with a bat. You know someone's going to be dead. You know that there's, dismembered arms out there somewhere. And the characters make really odd choices, we don't know. And so it's very distinct, like when something's up, because unlike Paranoia Agent, you very much get the idea of why there's something wrong and that people are putting up some kind of front. Like someone is faking something. We don't know what, we don't know why, we don't know who, but we know something's off. And again, with knowing more about the story than the episode would tell you, yeah, there's stuff that I'm looking for, I'm not seeing. But not knowing anything else, I could definitely be like, yeah, oh, that was weird. Why'd they do that again? Why do they keep doing that? What's this about? Why is everybody so weird? And it's way more, I guess I'll say, concise in its mystery. Like, yes, there is a mystery. Yes, this is weird. Yeah, you think it's going to be this show, but it's not. Mm-hmm. Versus like with Paranoia Agent or Odd Taxi, where you can just kind of, not know what the show's about.
Just too slow in Odd Taxi. Like, if they had shown someone like having a crime committed, and then that's where you go to, so it's not just something to like draw you in more. This draws you in. And then it's like, hey, it's okay. That's not till later.
Let's just like the kids, guys, kids.
Let's have a picnic and chill.
Yeah. This is the tester. Like, hey, here's something that's going to get you addicted. All right, let's pull back.
Yep, let's pull way back.
Yeah, way back.
Way back.
I watched it in English.
Oh yeah, that's true. I did that too. There was
me too.
I had options for both. I did. Let's just say I watched the whole series, the original series back in the 2009,
2004. I think I said
2004. Yeah, 2004 version.
Or whatever. Yeah. Anyway,
so I watched that and I ran through that series, and I'm a big fan. If you didn't know, but yeah, I watched it in English as well, and yeah, it was interesting too because it felt like one of the dubbing parts of the characters. It seemed like the dubbing was a little bit off. I don't know. The song. It might have been because of how they recorded it, but it's something of the voices kind of felt. Some of the characters felt a little bit.
All I'm saying is, are we talking about what we like?
Yes.
Because I have not started yet. But go ahead.
Sorry, go on, Corey.
I haven't started what I dislike. That's what I meant. Go ahead.
No, yeah, but Corey, wait, what do you like, Corey? Let's go back to you.
I think the mystery's good, and I found the trap girl to be amusing. That was about it.
She was so annoying.
She was super annoying, but I'm trying to be nice.
I would have thumped the hell out of her head and be like, put tacks on a door.
Mm-hmm.
And then daring to cry? Like, are you kidding me?
Look, this show reminds me of shows with similar-ish plots or mechanics that I like better. Talentless Nana, which I really like. Steins Gate, which I really like. Yeah, stuff like that. Just I like them better. All right, so go ahead, Patrick. What do you like?
So I mean, I'm a little bit biased as well, but like you said, I do like the mystery. The first 10 seconds of the show really is like the selling point. Like, where is this leading to? Where is this part? Like, how does this happen? And then you're playing in your mind how it plays out that way. Where do we get to this point? Where are the events that make up to this ending that you will eventually, be paid off, So that's really the selling point, and just like, but the show kind of throws it off a bit, and then they, the girls or the characters kind of stray away from the main character, the guy who's trying to like solve this mystery himself. And yeah, it is a murder mystery show for these in this weird setting. As the first episode, it is for me. It is a little bit slow because of how they got set up the characters and everything. But yeah, just I'm down for that strange journey that you're going to eventually see.
I also appreciate the English voice acting because usually I go for the subs best so you can get that original raw energy. But watching it in English, it was like it seemed eerier. Although I don't really have a comparison because I haven't seen it in the original Japanese. But
right,
just there's something about the voice acting where it lends itself well to what's going on. Like when they said no, why did they say it so weird and different? What's going on?
Yeah, I think that was kind of the point I was trying to make earlier. Was like it's because I'm watching English as well, and maybe I'm biased because I watched the Japanese dub. It seems a little bit off, which actually may add to the experience.
Yeah,
in a weird way, right?
Mm-hmm. I can see Cori ready to go off on what he doesn't like.
All right, yes, Cori. Cori in his shifty eyes, he's already like, nope. He's like, nothing's wrong.
He's got like a whole presentation queued up, ready to go.
Man, I'm grumpy.
All right. So, well, let's start off with Vicky, and then let's end on Cori's what you don't like, because I feel like Cori might have a lot to say. Cori, do you think? I mean,
go ahead. Ladies first.
Well, there wasn't much that I didn't like. So, I mean, I hated that little girl just because, like, how are you gonna dish it but not be able to get it? Like, if you can't deal with it, don't dish it out. Like, you can't set up traps for someone and then get mad when someone's gonna thunk you in the head when you try to stab them with tacks and then make them fall on the ground and all that stuff. Like,
But she opens that box and then boom.
yeah, that was sweet, cathartic payback. And then it was just weird animating moments, like when she goes to sit down, she sits so close to the dude, like her butt is all up on him. And I'm like, how old are these kids? And why are they all hanging out together? And is the one girl an adult? Or is she just an older teenager? Why is this a group of people that interact at all? They seem like they're in different grades, different ages.
So what it is they're in a small town, so they only have one school for everyone. Mm-hmm. So everyone in that class is like every kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like they have like 5th graders with like kindergartners with like 14-year-olds. Yeah.
Yeah. The setting of the place Hinamizawa is like an actual village, and it's like they've done some like real life pictures to that compared to anime. It's a wholly like totally big place. It's just like more on like, I wouldn't say the countryside, but you could see like if there are no buildings or cities where they're at. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a little secluded village. But that's why. Yeah.
And so I think she's younger than the 3 main characters. I think she's younger.
Yeah, her and the purple hair girl, I think they're like the same age.
The blue haired girl is their own special thing that I don't actually understand very well.
Yeah.
But she's a key plot point.
She is the key plot, yeah.
Apparently, because by the end.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for Vicky. This is tough. We have a tough decision because Vicky, I want her to watch it in her full light.
I will watch it. I want to be as spoiler free as possible.
I'm gonna try to be spoiler free. So, as the person who has experienced this in full of his previous, I will do my best. But I'll do my best. But okay, Cori, I mean, I feel like, are you ready to? I'm gonna give you the layup.
Are you all ready? All right.
But let me draw the box for you.
Let's go. Let's start.
And again, like I said, I apologize first before sending you the show because I thought it was a little bit slow. Mm-hmm. It's a slow burn, but Cori, here's a ball.
So okay, this show is the art is better than it used to be. Like back in the day, it looked worse, but back in the day, it looked like it was drawn in the 90s. And now it just looks like it's updated to look in the early 2000s, which is when the first one was animated. I don't particularly think the style's ugly. It's just not great.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I swear to God, the voice acting sounds like it was recorded in 1993. Like, it just sounds old style, not good, just like adequate 90s. Like, I don't know what to say more than that. It's just, it just throws me off. Like you said, Patrick, it's off. Yeah, and it's like, yes, weird. Some of the performance is obviously done that way, but part of me is like, did they just get the actors from then and those actors never got better? Because they don't sound normal. They don't sound natural the way I would expect. And I mean, some American voice acting always is going to sound a little bit unusual. Especially because I'm so used to hearing it in Japanese, and the Japanese language, and when you translate it, has a weird feeling in English. Mm-hmm. But there's other times where we just like, I listen to anime, I'm like, this is great. So, and it's also supposed to be set in 1983. So, there's just a lot going on that makes this feel weird and different. And that's, again, to its credit, it helps. But I also don't like it particularly because... the characters are annoying. Like, it's all old character tropes that weren't that great when they came out. Like,
right.
she says Nippon like 3 times, and it's just annoying every time. Right? The girl who does traps is a jerk. Like, she's just a pain in the butt all the time.
Would never hang out with her.
The girl who thinks everything is cute is so annoying. She's just like, I think that a 13-year-old me might not have found her annoying. Maybe. But now,
but adults, was just like,
yeah.
Shut up, stop. Everything isn't cute, and the way, and she like makes like dogs. She says "awoo" like a dog.
Yes.
What?
I'm smiling because I'm like, yes, she's the best.
What is that? No. I need to like you personally as a person before you can weirdly not bark at me because you're happy. Because otherwise you're a weirdo and I can't deal with you right now. Now is not your time. You're supposed to be my buddy and you just go, oh, what are you doing?
Yeah, none of them talk like they're actual kids. Like, even the youngest sounds like she should be way older. Like, you got caught in my trap. Like, what 5-year-old talks like that? I think they're 5 or 6.
And it's just a lot of old tropes. Like, a lot of old anime tropes that are old now. Like, I never realized how much old tropes would bother me, but they are old tropes and they bother me. Yeah, like, it does definitely presents itself like a weird harem show, but like a bad one.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
And I think the reason, and this is really where it's all coming from, this is all my feelings. This is a visual novel. Visual novel stories suck. I don't like visual novel. I just don't. Like, the only visual novel I may ever enjoy, and I have not even paid the money to play it, is Steins Gate, because I like Steins Gate. Remember what I said earlier about liking Steins Gate? Mm-hmm. Steins Gate's a visual novel, but that anime is amazing. This is not that. And they've cut out lots of Steins Gate to make Steins Gate good.
That's why it feels weird, because, like, it's like a harem show, but everyone's aged down to a point where it's, like, super inappropriate. Like, in a regular harem show, those young kids would be 18, quote unquote 18. They wouldn't look it. They'd be 18.
Right. And in quotes.
and it's just like, they're very much those stereotypes of like the older woman, the girl next door, the annoying one, the quirky one. And it all reminds me of Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh my goodness, I was gonna bring it up. Thank you for bringing that up for me.
Yeah. So now I'm like, now I'm getting more into it because it's like,
okay, exactly. So, Cori, biggest point, you're totally correct. This is a 2005, 2004 visual novel, right?
The actual visual novel is older than the anime, but yes, basically it's late 90s, early 2000s.
Basically, if we can, the source material didn't mature. It stayed the same. So all these tropes, they have catchphrases. They all have catchphrases, right? Like, the girl has her world laugh, the yellow-haired girl. The blue-haired girl says "nipa," and the red-haired girl says "woo woo woo." You know, like, it's so tropey in its sense. Like, and the main character Kun is literally dress shirt with pants and brown hair. Like guys, like, it is all these cast of characters that we are familiar with, and it's because it's old, literally 19 years ago or 20 years ago probably, of material of when they were writing this visual novel style. Like, here is the beginnings. But with that being said, like, all those tropes will go down the drain eventually. Give it more episodes. But the fact that Vicky said Doki Doki Literature Club is that I wanted to bring that point up, because that this is kind of like that niche, but it's still very popular because Doki Literature Club really blew up. And watching this show and experiencing Doki Doki Literature Club, both of these shows are really like a parallel, where it's the setup of, it's just a high school anime, it's just a high school show, but you have to really get in a couple of like hours and in before you actually see what these material is really about. And all the trauma and the spiciness that comes from your investment of these characters, which is why the show feels like a lot of fluff of, building these characters up, getting their catchphrases, and learning who they are, so that later on, if people who are familiar with Doki Literature Club, you get the payoff of this is not what you're expecting.
Doki messed people up.
Down. It is messing people up, and that's why I realized I love Higurashi, because it is the first. What I wouldn't say it was the first Doki literature, but at its time, really made that like put its mark on its like with anime or the medium, and then you get Doki literature, which is, I would say, a modern version of Higurashi in a sense,
probably. But
yeah, so it's again, not everyone's gonna like it, and for me, for what I don't like about it, it's really slow, and I want to get to the good parts, because the good parts are so good.
I almost wonder if that's why they started it off with murder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they knew better. They knew. I wouldn't be surprised if the visual novel starts exactly the same way.
I doubt it somehow.
Now, the only reason it wouldn't is because at the time, they know that if you're playing a visual novel, you're in it for like 100 hours of staring at a screen, clicking a button once, and making no choices of any consequence, because it's a boring kind of video game.
Oh man, yeah.
I will say for the record, I have bought 3 visual novels. Guess who wrote them?
The guy from Katanagatari.
No. Good guess though. Good guess.
Damn it.
The guy or woman, I think it's a guy, who created Spice and Wolf.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
And guess how many of those 3 I have played to completion?
1.
Spice and Wolf.
Visual novels are the most boring form of video game.
They're also the worst version of reading.
Yeah, yep. They're the worst.
Say, it's just a yeah.
And Patrick, you like visual novels. I don't get it.
No. Here's the thing. I don't like visual novels. I like their stories.
Yep.
Here's the thing. I would never invest 50 hours to get all the endings, all the multiple endings of a visual novel. And I am a visual novel fanboy. Like, not fanboy, but of their anime. Like, I watch Clannad. I watch Canon. Like, those are the visual novel with all the multiple endings and all that stuff. So I'm versed in that, but School Days. No. Oh. No. But those endings, though. Those endings.
Fate Stay Night.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I also have a couple of visual novel games that I guess they're technically visual, but I get bored eventually. So I would much rather watch an anime based on it or watch someone else play it.
You want to know the worst version? Blaze Blue. So at least one of the Blaze Blues games is like, it's a fighting game with a visual novel story in it. And it's like, I'm playing the game. Okay, now I gotta read for 20 minutes. It is it's mind-numbing. Because it's just, like, if you're reading, you read. But if you're playing a visual novel, you read a line as it slowly comes out to you. Then you wait. Then you push a button. And then a little image moves. And then you do it again. It's slower than real reading.
Yep. Like, give me the speed up text button, please.
Skip. I'm just going to skip it all now because I'm bored. Like, it's terrible.
Get back into the fighting. Let me press some buttons.
And the thing is, I'm not a skipper. Like, I don't skip stuff. So it's me fighting myself to do something not boring.
It's definitely like a product of its time, especially with visual novel sense and like the long drawn out stories and plot lines. But the formula of, I guess, the show is the visual novel with the different types of endings. With this show, it's the different types of scenarios, let's say, that occur in the anime. With that being said, is there anything else you guys like to add about criticizing the show? What else kind of things that we may not like about the show?
Well, I'll say this. I think, and you told me this before the show, but obviously the first couple episodes is the route where he talks to Awu girl, where she wants to go get Colonel Sanders out of the trash.
Yes, Colonel Sanders.
So in the visual route, what they call him, Kenta-kun?
Yeah, Kenta. Yep, Kenta, which is Kentucky.
Oh,
which is why they call it Kentucky Kenta-kun.
No, please don't.
That makes so much more sense now.
I could not figure out why it was Kenta-kun, because I could not stop thinking Kenta-kunte, and I'm like, that's not what they're saying. That's not what they're saying. That's not what they're saying. Stop saying Kenta-kun, please. Please stop saying that, because that sounds real racist in the back of my head.
He does like that part. He's
no, but Vicky, Vicky, all I'm saying is Kenta-kun. Just.
Yeah, it's not a good.
In English, they don't fly. They don't fly in English very well. Yeah. Not in America.
Yeah.
That's two words.
Bad amount of sound.
Yeah. Those words together. They don't. Because I'm like, I know that's Colonel Sanders. I've seen enough Japanese crap. I know they're talking about Colonel Sanders. And then on the next episode, because I watched episode 2 just because I was like, I don't know, I'll play it in the background. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, all right, I was right. It's not Kenta-kunte as a raccoon or something.
It's
okay.
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah. Man, that threw me Kentucky,
guys. Kenta-kun.
Oh, Kinta, yeah. All right. Yeah, so obviously, you said it before, 4 episodes is like a route.
Yes.
So, I think I got 2.5 episodes, or like 2 episodes and like 5 minutes into the first route, where apparently murder happens. But that's why, that knife was big.
And shiny and blue and out of nowhere.
She's like, I'm going to go to my house real quick. I'll be right back. And it's like, okay. And I'm like, if I were him in real life, right? I don't know about you. You all ever have to wait for some friends to come back from their house? That's a long wait.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like it's the worst 20 minutes later. What happened? Oh, my mom said I couldn't go back outside. I didn't know that.
Oh, man.
I didn't know that at all.
Would have been nice to know because I was waiting.
Right. For real, like, you sitting like, we gonna do stuff when they get back.
But did she literally just go to her house to get the hatchet? Like,
yeah.
What?
Also, terrible implement, apparently. That looked like the worst way to cut through
the wood, yeah.
And I did like how he was, like, found a stack of magazines and was like, what's this? And then finds one where it's like, worker dismembered by the townsfolk. And I was like, that's some juicy story, like, that's what I was watching all the boring parts for. Like, what's up with this mystery?
Yeah, seriously, though. They play up the boring parts so much, which is, again, that's a visual novel trope. Mm-hmm. That is a strong visual novel trope. Like, we're going to not talk about the plot for a while.
Yep.
Why?
You get a good hour.
Real life. This is a story. Tell me the story. Yeah. Do not delay. And they do it in the next episode. Yeah, it's the same thing. You're just like, we're just messing around, doing nothing. Like, they go to a whole festival.
Wow. It feels like, and it's probably true, that they're building up the friendship between them all, so that later when they kill each other, I'm supposing, it'll be like more dramatic. But it's like, at this point, it's like, I can't wait for them to just kill each other. Like, let's get to the murder.
Exactly. So, like, I was telling Cori earlier that what I don't like about the show, you literally have to give it 4 episodes, because how the show works is, so each of, like, it's broken down to arcs or, like, routes, basically. And it's a story where, with, I'm not going to try to do spoilers, but here's just here. I'm not gonna, I have to explain it.
Okay, let me try, because I don't know all the stories, so it's easier for me to be vague. Sure. Okay? First 4 episodes, dog girl. Next couple episodes, it might be the blue-haired girl, or the chibi terrorist, or the green-haired adult-looking one. And then, is there a 5th girl?
I think there's only 4 girls.
Okay.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
So the first season is like 26 episodes.
This is 26 episodes?
The first season is 26 episodes.
There's season 2 already. Second season came out this season?
because I was looking at the show and I'm like, wait, why is there a season? Oh, God, there's more. So, yeah, it's a long show.
So it's routes, and it's like a couple episodes for each route. So does that mean that you get to the end of the line and then it starts over?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
See, I kind of like that, because from what I understood about Fate Stay Zero is that they just chose the most boring ending story, and that there's all these other cooler endings. So it's kind of cool that there's a series that within itself will show you all the possible endings. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. So this show is basically, that's the big part of it, because after you are in 4 episodes and then you watch the 5th episode, you're like, wait a minute. You're like, what? And then that's the second appeal of it. It's like, oh, let's
praise be
go
to
again.
Haruhi.
But it's not like Haruhi. Okay, here's the thing. It's not like Haruhi where it's literally the same plotline. Haruhi is the literally same. This is like different things happen. Maybe
he chooses a different girl. Okay.
Yeah, it's a totally different plot line.
So as someone who hates visual novels, let me explain how visual novels work.
Sure. Okay.
So the reason I said he picks the girl route, the dog girl route, that's a weird way to say it, is because if you watch episode 1 and 2, every time he has a chance to say he's going to spend time with her, he is 100% enthusiastic. So when you play a visual novel, they give you a bunch of no choices. But when they give you a real choice, it's a choice to spend time with, usually, a girl who usually you're going to hook up with at the end. So, because this is a murder mystery about things that are bad in this story, being vague, you pick a girl because you're going to hang out with them because it's a visual novel, but really, it's just you getting more information. So if you played a Professor Layton game or Danganronpa or anything like that, you're getting information before you die or you kill everyone, so that when you start over, you have that information again, like 999, Danganronpa, all of those.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I see why you like
Exactly.
it, like Stein's Gate, with the time aspect, because it's...
Yes.
Right.
Okay,
It's
so
somewhat similar.
So when he starts over in, like, episode 5 or 6 with the new route, does he know himself, or do we know as the viewer?
Only we know.
Ooh.
So here's the spoiler. Spoiler alert, they don't know. Only we know. So we watch it out, like, what's he gonna do, because he doesn't know. But I wasn't sure in the first episode, like, does he get, like, a flashback or something? Or does he
gets a flashback, I think it's in the second
episode? Okay.
It's when he gets the hatchet.
Yes.
It's either the end of the first or the beginning of the second. When he gets that big, gigantic cleaver of a hatchet of death that looks like she's going to kill him in the back with it, he starts swinging at it, and then it flashes back to the beginning of episode 1.
So, Patrick, you probably know, there's a Vocaloid song, I think it's called, like, Heat Haze. What is it called? But, oh my god. It's part of the
Megaku City.
Yeah, it's part of the Megaku City actors. The song where it's like, they keep dying and they keep trying over and over again, but they keep dying.
Vicky.
See, now I'm so invested in this.
Oh, it's so
show.
good. I love this show, guys. I'm sorry to be geeked out. I love the show.
Because,
it's okay.
I love the aspect that we as viewers are part of the show because we're getting more info, but not necessarily the main character.
Yeah. So, again, the formula is the first 2 episodes of an arc is like the friendship, the setup, the character relationships, and how they kind of like where they're at with each other. The 3rd episode of an arc is like it's revealed, things are happening, like it's almost to the climax. And episode 4 is the climax of the ending of an arc where shit pops off, things happen, and you get resolution to more information of the characters in the story. And then you watch the next episode after the arc, you start a whole new repeat cycle, and then you learn about different scenarios with different characters and other things. So that's kind of how the formula will go. Every 4 episodes is kind of like an arc, and you will get your more information and more different scenarios as you experience the show.
I will say, one of the things that I do truly enjoy the weirdness of them having like a normal conversation, and the characters are super chipper and happy. And he's like, so did something weird happen to us? They're like, oh, what are you talking about? Well, something nefarious, like somebody getting hurt or even killed. We don't know anything. Like, it's just, It hits so hard. Like, the audio of that, the vocal timing is just, like, it's very well done. I gotta say that much. Because I will remember this show for that.
Yes.
The song in question is Kagero Daze. And it's literally like, I mean, spoilers for a song, I guess. Boy sees a girl get hit by a car or something trying to save a cat. So he tries to save the cat. Huh?
Truck-kun?
No,
Good old trunk. No,
Yeah.
he sends people to isekais. He's not what he's doing.
Right.
but like this kid like keeps reliving this day trying to save this one girl, and like every time he tries to save her, she dies in some other different way.
Oh
And,
my goodness!
Like,
Oh, that sounds like Steins Gate.
you would love the song in the series.
I probably would like the song, but
here's my biggest problem with this show actually, because it is the remake. Episode 2, Cori, you know what I'm talking about, right? At the beginning of episode 2 with the girl.
mm-hmm.
I 1,000,000,000% agree they should not have done that. Should not show that scene. Because that is the biggest spoiler in episode 2. They spoil that stuff in episode 2 because of the implication of what is there. Like
With the photographer.
Right, yeah. Yeah. They shouldn't do that, you know. But for me, that's gonna be the biggest weird part. Like, why did they show this? Because it had nothing to do. They show that at the end of like the first arc of the original series, which is like, oh, you get it. Like, you get it why things are happening right now. So that's gonna be the biggest like flaw of the show is like they give you like a huge spoiler. Like, who is this girl and what are they doing here in this weird fantasy thing? You know, it's like it's really weird. So Vicky watches this episode 2, she's gonna be like, "What the heck is going on?" And then you go back to normal, you know. But
yeah,
that's the biggest flaw.
She'll know it looks suspicious, but she won't know what to make of it. So for her, it's like, ooh, more mystery, blonde lady.
You're right. That's the good part. That's
why it's not a spoiler, because it doesn't explain anything. Again, because I've heard of the show, I've listened to videos about it. I've read Wikipedia articles like 3 times over like 10 years.
Yeah.
I can infer, oh, she must be related to the thing, and the thing, and the thing.
This is all nonsense. Because it's been a decade. It's been a decade since like I remember wanting to watch Higurashi, and I was like, oh, I gotta find it. But back then you had to lime
Real
wire.
Real question. Okay. Skate the Infinity. Okay. Higurashi. Vivi. What are you going to actually watch first?
Ooh,
that's good.
Skate the Infinity's not even in the running anymore. Like,
I'm sorry, pretty boys, you can't do it.
I will eventually get to it, but it's not like my must watch. Higurashi just shot to the top. Like, today was going to be a Vivi watch day, but now I'm like, no, now I got to find out Higurashi because, if you're saying it's like Steins Gate, and Kagero Daze was like Steins Gate, where it's like, because actually they're both in the time loop trying to save each other, and it never ends. Like I love the heartbreakingness of like you're trying this futile thing and it just never works. So if like watching Higurashi, like the episodes are literally going the different routes. Oh, I want to see all those endings. I want to see the murder.
I love Steins Gate, similar to the same reason why I like Higurashi as well. It's totally different setting, totally different tone, but like that idea and that it's a show about friendship. It's a show about friendship. I thought I gotta say
it is.
It's a show about friendship.
I thought it took me a while to watch it.
I took forever. I was trying to get him to watch Steins Gate since what? 2014 maximum?
Yes, but
it's probably earlier than that. And then you watched it, what, 2018 maybe?
Literally, like maybe a year ago, probably.
Yeah.
2 years ago. Yeah,
2019? Yeah. When Steins Gate 0 came out, he's like, alright, I'll watch it now.
I have not watched Steins Gate.
What? Vicky, I think we discussed this before.
Yeah, I know you were saying, like, you gotta watch Steins Gate, but I never said I would.
Okay, Higurashi first.
Let me say this. If you like Higurashi, if you finish this, right, like, if you finish this year, I'll be really generous because there's 2 seasons too. If you finish Higurashi this year, and you think it's one of your top 50, I guarantee you, Steins Gate is at least 90% as good. And I think Steins Gate's better than this, because I'm not going to watch this, spoiler alert. But since I know you like murder, death, and cycles and visual novel BS, Steins Gate is this but better, in my opinion. So you're gonna like Steins Gate at least a little less than this.
Without the visual novel faults.
Yes, without most of the visual novel BS, because the visual novel of Steins Gate has a ton of BS in it that I've heard about, and some of it is some it's a little bit cringeworthy if you want to use the word.
Well, I will watch Higurashi first. Probably both seasons. Not today, but over time.
Sure.
I'm amped to just watch episode 2 now.
Yeah. You should watch it. You're probably going to want to watch 3 episodes, honestly.
You're going to watch 4 episodes then.
I think if you get to 5, then you'll know, am I committed? Because I watched 1 and 2, and I still have the same feelings. I didn't really watch 3. And also, I don't like horror, so it's already, low on my list of things I want to watch. Because I like Steins Gate. So if this is essentially like Steins Gate, I probably would have been down. But, this is, psychological thriller / horror, murder, mystery. I'm like, these are all things I don't get into.
Chef's kiss.
Me and Vicky, I'm telling you, me and Vicky, each episode, Vicky, we're on the same wavelength. I'm like, I feel like I introduced Vicky, my little sister. Hey, you want to watch some Higurashi? And she's like, I'm down.
Yes.
yes. I want to watch this. I don't know why you showed me this, but show me this crazy show.
This is why I'm not the only host of this podcast, because we would never
avoid all the horror.
Yeah, we would not watch 6 different kinds of genre. We would just be a whole
slice of life, raising children, anime. The one where it's I would fight the devil for my daughter. That one, you'd probably like.
Yeah, but I feel like I didn't watch that one, but I feel like that one has the tendency to become Higehiro. So
no, because it's not his actual daughter.
I don't think it is.
What? Oh wait, nope. It's an adopted daughter.
See,
there you go.
See,
plot point.
Freaking Japan, man. Stop it. Freaking shit. You see why I watch? See, I'm careful. I watch what I know is good, but every now and again I pull out a redo a healer or something terrible. Yeah, so I gotta be careful.
I have to say, I love the fact that Cori is they aren't related.
You knew for a fact.
Hey, look. As the old grumpy dude who actually watches all the anime, I gotta know these things if I'm gonna commit to something. Because anyway.
Yeah.
So, Patrick, you gonna watch it again?
Yes, I'm gonna watch the show again. Again, I believe that is not a remake, and there's already a second season, so there's gonna be potentially 52 episodes, of this big show.
I'll tell you this. If it's good enough, you both might convince me to watch it. Because in talking about it, I'm like, oh, maybe I do want to watch it. I'm like, no, I don't want to. Maybe I do. I'm on the fence. I don't want to watch it, but you might right off the fence. I might be on it with you.
Because now that I'm thinking about it, I wanted to play the visual novel, and I tried to find it, but back then it was, it's hard. It was hard to find, especially not knowing Japanese. It was
Right.
But I will hella watch it all.
Yes, I will again. We dive into my childhood because watching this, and I watched this in high school, and very impressed with the old version of the 2000 release. So good. Again, it was probably 50 plus episodes as well in that series. So it's a long run, but after you guys have to watch 4 episodes for the show, it's like watching a movie, and you get everything in it. You're gonna get what you want if you get to it.
Or you could watch Katana Gatari.
No.
God,
it's only 2 episodes.
That's a once a month. That's a once a month for you.
It literally is.
It's so much dialogue. It's so dense in talking.
Yep.
The words per minute is 1,000.
It's high. You want to read? Look. Speaking of, it's a way better visual novel.
That's true.
I agree.
So, if visual novels were Katana Gatari, I would be ecstatic.
That's true.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. Because it's the term visual novel is just the best version, the best title they could come up with a bad product.
Like you
adventure
said,
games. I don't like adventure games either. Or point and click, I should say. Point and click adventure games.
Oh, point and click.
Visual novels, point and click. They're in my head. They're the same.
I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Missed missed
Yeah, oh
me
my
with that.
goodness, missed. Miss 2 and Miss 3? No, I don't think so. It's
Man.
all misses. All of them.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think, Cori, you brought up a good point of, like, Stein Gates works better because all that fluff is kind of like, is like removed. I haven't played the visual novel as well, but there's a lot of like plot points that are just given to you that you don't have to play hours and hours to get the tidbits. Higurashi does it is a slower burn. It's giving you that fluff up front, but with Steins Gate, it just kind of accelerates you. It's like a speed run of the visual novel. Like here's all these plot points.
It's
and here's
so good,
and I love it just as much.
And here's the worst part: like they made other shows, they made other anime, and they made other games, Chaos Head and some other stuff. I don't get the impression at all that those are nearly as good as Steins Gate. Like Steins Gate's like an A+, and everything else they've made before, after, it's just kind of normal visual novel anime fare. But Steins Gate's just a cut above. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but it's so good.
It will now be on my top 10 of to watch.
Higurashi?
Steins Gate.
Oh, all right, I'll take it.
I will watch it for series.
I'm still trying to watch. Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, this is the plot point where I say me and Cori are the same person, but we just like a different flavor of it. Like Cori is Steins Gate, and I'm Higurashi. They both deal with this loopy thing of characters and these routes, right?
Yep.
But it's also about murder. It's also about friendship.
Plenty of murder.
It's all about friendship.
Tons of friendship. Right?
All the friendship, the power of friendship, guys.
Look, the main difference is Patrick is dealing with kids underage, and I'm dealing with people who are adults in college who think that they're mad scientists, and they send a banana back in time and call it a gel nana, and that's hilarious.
A what?
A gel nana.
Gel not why?
Because once they send a banana back in time through their microwave, let that absorb in your brain for a second, it comes back as a green jelly banana.
Ew.
Yes, gross.
Yeah.
Or is that just the consequence of microwaving a banana?
No.
Good point.
It does go back in time. It does time travel.
It also gets microwaved.
No, technically they removed the microwaving feature.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Microwave.
There you go.
Wait, did they? Oh, shoot. I can't remember. The show is kind of confusing at times, but they may have used the microwave as a microwave, but they definitely use it as a time machine facilitation device.
Like, I don't doubt that it went back in time. I'm just saying, maybe the microwaving
right.
is what
maybe sending cosmic background radiation at a banana will turn it green. I got you. Yeah.
Right. I'm familiar with the microwave, I believe.
I'm alive in 2021. I am familiar with a microwave.
It just kind of makes me want to microwave a banana myself right now and see what happens to it. Would it be warm? Like, it's boggling my mind.
What if your microwave turns green and you'd be like, Cori, I sent a banana through back in time. I have the stand.
Okay, so in Paranoia Agent, in the last podcast episode we did, I talked about characters being like gender ambiguous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have a different character in Steins Gate who, God, it's so okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
I know.
Okay, this is a plot point in Steins Gate that you will forget by the time you watch Steins Gate. It is important, but it's not that important. There's a character who originally was male, kind of, again, androgynous, dresses like a female, I think refers to herself as female, but may not. And, very supportive, blah, 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 blah. At some point, that character tells the main character to send a text message through the time machine back in time to tell the mother to eat different food so that they would come out as a female. And
that is wild, and I am here for it.
You blew
Oh,
my brain because I was like, I remember that girl.
Yeah.
Or that boy or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
whatever.
that
Oh
is
my
amazing.
goodness. So good.
Yeah. Yep. And it works. And then it like changes things and then they have to fit. It's Steins Gate's super good to the point where I'm like, man, I should watch Steins Gate again. Do I? Oh yeah, I bought Steins Gate like a year ago, so I should watch that. All right.
No, it's good.
That's wild and so cool.
Yeah.
Eat different foods.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say this is apparently our Steins Gate and Higurashi episode. Watch both.
And
Oh.
Megaku City.
Okay.
Megaku City acted.
So let's keep talking about Steins Gate. Now I'm excited. I love Steins Gate. It's so good. So here's one of the best things. Okay, not best things. Here's a side benefit of Steins Gate. And this is just purely otaku nonsense now. They have all the waifus.
Yes.
Like there
All
are
the waifus.
like 8 flavors of like pick your girlfriend. Like it's kind of nonsense. Like you've got Mayuri, who's like super chipper, like unnaturally so. You've got Makise Kisu, who's like she's just a thin English speaking red haired Japanese woman who's super smart. You've got the glasses girl, who I will not say a whole lot about, and she's like, I won't say a lot about. She's just like buxom and whatnot. If you're into that, you've got the rich, cheerful Mayuri's friend. So she's like similar Genki Girl levels, but she's like pigtail, but also like a super nerd. Like she is a hardcore otaku in her own way. You've got how do I refer to her? You got the time traveling girl. See, this gets complicated
it's
without
tough.
spoilers.
You can't say spoilers.
Right.
There's that, and there's the other character that's like you
Right.
know the one below it, if I can describe it that way.
Yeah. You got the time traveling. You got the time traveling girl. She's great. Then if you do Steins Gate 0, there's yet another girl who is pretty great in her own way. Then to remove yourself from the waifu-ness for a minute, you've got a dad and a daughter, which, you know, obviously I want to be a dad with a daughter and take care of her. He's kind of awesome, and his daughter's kind of adorable. Daru is
the best friend, right?
the best friend. Daru.
The big best friend? Yeah.
Yeah. He's a pervert?
I mean, that's normal. There's two
he's
guy
worse.
characters.
From what I'm told, he's significantly worse and more like gross in the visual novel, and he's already on the edge of like a sexual harassment suit. He doesn't like touch anybody, but he just says stuff that you shouldn't say.
They're the two guy characters. The main character,
I love him.
He's the best, and then the
what
best
is his
friend.
name? Yeah, his best friend is something
And then
else.
best friend. That's it.
But the main character, I love his energy. God, he's got a lot of energy. Like, it's a lot of bravado energy, but it's like insecure, showing Kyoma. Like, he says it like that all the time. Full first name, last name. Like, love him. That's not his real name. I don't think. What is his real name? Okabe?
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah, Okabe, yeah.
Yeah, but he goes like, showing Kyoma. He's a mad scientist. He is intense. I love him. Like if I was going to be insane, I want to be him. That looks like the most fun kind of it. He pulls out his phone when no one's on it, and he talks to like a secret society. Like, you would think he was insane if you didn't know he was doing it on purpose because he's got like anxiety basically or something. It's not, that part isn't actually explained because he stops doing it eventually. Eventually he's just like,
he grows out of it.
Well, he doesn't grow out of it. He's freaking depressed.
Oh.
Stuff goes wrong so much for so long, he stops playing the character that he does to like fit in. Like,
dang.
His character. Here's the thing about Steins Gate. When you first watch Steins Gate, you don't know it's going to be what it is. And like in Higurashi, they just hit you with the truth real hard. But in Higurashi, they hit it with you in the first 10 seconds. In Steins Gate, you get it at the end of the episode. And you're like, oh, I need to watch more of this show. Because I remember watching this when we were all in college at the same time. I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. Like, first episode, like, every day now. I'm watching the show when it comes out. Every day. It was so good at the time. It's still good now. But
it's still really good, yeah.
I don't even... Man, I love Steins Gate. And this is why I can't tell you what my top 10 anime are. Because it changes when I remember another one that was amazing.
No, Stein Gate's definitely, I think that is top 10. I would be confidently say that within my limited amount of anime watching reviews. I could confidently say that's definitely in my top 10. It is much more of a better paced show, which is why it's like easier to get into. There's more action. It's just the characters are also fleshed out. If they're fun and quirky, in comparison to Higurashi, it's like a little bit on that. It plays this visual novel to a T in a sense, like really truly. And I think Steins Gate just accelerates the story where like here are the good parts, here are the good beats, and this is why you should continue watching it. But both of them have that very similar but different flavor of a similar plot. I mean, not plot, but a similar feel for it, but a different flavor of what you're kind of getting to. But yes, that being said, Vicky's gonna watch the show. Vicky's gonna watch Higurashi. I'm gonna watch Higurashi. Cori will watch Higurashi eventually.
Because we're gonna hype it up so much.
After episode 3 and 4, you're gonna be good. Trust me. You again, the worst thing about the show is that it's slow. You gotta give 4 episodes like I did back in the old day in 2000s, where you had nothing else to do but watch 4 episodes of an anime. Your choices were limited. So
I got books to read. I can't do it. Gotta read books.
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 Right, well, to be fair, most of them are light novels. Yeah.
You'll read a light novel, but not play a visual novel.
It's
yes!
different. Yeah,
yes!
Hey, totally different. I
way different.
Totally
immensely better, too. Like, don't even pretend. What was the last visual novel you played? Doki Doki Literature Club?
I didn't play it. I watched someone else play it because it was more entertaining that way.
Exactly.
Oh, why is that?
Because I don't know if I could have played it myself. Just
why is that?
Without knowing what was coming up.
Is it because it's slow?
But I do have my own games.
Yeah.
Okay.
That are visual novels, which I'm realizing just now are visual novels based on how they. Yeah.
But she realized that she can't say the name because they include lots of boys in them, and no one would really understand those titles of shows.
Is one of them Dream Daddy?
No, actually, I would love to have Dream Daddy and play that. Is it a visual novel? I guess technically it is.
It's technically, it's yeah.
Yeah, that's technically a visual novel. I would play that,
yeah. Even
though I know like basically all of the spoilers for all of the daddies.
Yeah, but that's not what you don't play it for the story.
Yes, I do.
You play it for the daddies.
Yeah.
You play it for the daddies. Hey, daddy. Daddy.
What? Damien, I think, is the one dad. Oh, man.
Is that the one who wears a leather jacket or whatever?
No, that's Robert.
Oh, dude, Look, I've seen Dream Daddy.
She knows
I've paid for someone to play Dream Daddy.
You guys, she knows the names. I'm done. She knows the names. That's how you know it's real.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
I'm just saying that if I were to play, I would go in with full knowledge of which daddy I go for at whichever time.
Of course. That sounds exactly like how you're supposed to play a game like that.
Yeah.
You go in knowing, like any visual novel. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, with Higurashi, I'm like, yes, I just want to watch it. I don't want to play it.
So, I'm going to ask a question we all want to know. Regarding Dream Daddy, who's your DILF?
I'm pretty sure his name's Damien. The goth dad.
Yeah, that's the one. Leather
Jacket's Robert. The bad dad. I wouldn't say bad dad.
Whatever.
He's
the
bad boy daddy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I clearly don't know.
I'm wearing the one with the pink and then the blue sweater.
Joseph?
This is good.
You're talking about Joseph?
Classic prep boy. There you
that
go.
trash man.
Exactly.
I would also play his route because I know some stuff about some spoilers. But
he's got that Doki Doki in him, you know what I'm saying?
He does. He very much has that Doki. Like, if you ever want Doki Doki in your dream daddy, Joseph is the one to go for.
Vicky, I just saw like the gender bent of Doki, of the dream daddy. That's some good stuff right there.
Basically, he's kind of like Monica.
No, it's just you Dream Daddy, but then you gender bet the characters, so they're all ladies.
I feel like that defeats the purpose of Dream Daddy, but all right.
Fine, Dream Mommy, whatever. I can live, you guys. Let me live.
There's Dream Daddy, and then there's got to be like
Well, there's a fan like artwork of the characters if they were ladies, and they're great too.
Oh, I'm sure they're out there.
Yeah, just saying.
And now I kind of want to see them.
Yeah, I just looked it up real quick since he said he looked it up.
Yeah,
it's Rule 63, this. Is it Rule 60? Oh, Rule 34. Nope, 63.
No, 63. 34 is the
34 is another one.
The red-haired daddy is ridiculous is all I'm saying.
But it matches the daddy.
Does it? I guess.
You know, tracts of land. Huge body. You know?
That's correct.
Yes, I don't. How do you explain it besides that?
I mean, I guess.
I picked my choice and I made it for both.
Yep. No, you got to go for the one with the glasses. There's only 3.
Oh, you're right. Oh, she is rocking that purple too.
Good choice, Patrick. I agree with that choice. Purple shirt. Purple shirt is working it.
Hey, Cori, let's not make this a game that we.
Vicky wasn't part of that game. We can't tell it.
Okay, guys.
Oh man.
Well, I guess we know what's okay. Again, me and Vicky are gonna watch the show. You guys definitely should watch it. Give it 4 episodes. Cori is on the fence about it, unless we talk it up. But I guess for our B side,
I got a couple things I just wanted to add about as far as B side wise. So, I've been watching some Netflix anime recently, and I watched. Have I mentioned the Chinese? Not the MMO Chinese anime. The other one. Have I mentioned that to anyone here?
Which one? What was the name?
Okay, so this one is called. Oh, maybe I mentioned it to Patrick last week.
Me a little bit, but
the Immortal. What is it? The Immortal. Oh crap! It's got an English name.
Gods, like Immortal Gods, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So this one is a Chinese anime or whatever, Donghua or something. I have no idea. Life of an Immortal King. That was what it was called. And I do not recommend anyone watch it, just because. Why would you watch? It's not worth it. But what I find very interesting about this Chinese anime, if I can call it that, or just call it a cartoon and be done with it, is that it is so weird to hear Mandarin. Mandarin.
Really?
It's so weird. Do you have Netflix, Vicky?
Yes, technically.
Okay, I do.
I have access to the flicks of the net.
You could have just said yes. You just could have said yes. That's okay. You didn't need to elaborate. I don't need to know about all that specific part. Okay, so do me a favor, Vicky, while I talk about this, and just listen to. I just want you to hear it yourself and tell me if it throws you off. Especially like look at it and listen and hear it. Go on Netflix. Life of Immortal King. If you use Netflix for anime at all, it'll pop up real fast. So I watched Yasuke and I watched Life of Immortal King on Netflix. So Netflix has some things that are just in their own jail. I think Carol and Tuesday is in there, which is a show I probably should watch. It's got The Great Pretenders, which is a really great anime on there. It's got some other stuff. But this one was one that just was on my little Netflix one day. I was like, I don't know what this is. Let me just put it on. It's in Chinese. It's in Mandarin Chinese specifically. It looks like an anime, but it's not Japanese in so many ways. So if you've got I guess in my case, something like 20 years of anime watching, like real anime watching experience, not just like I watched Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. Like that's you lose a lot of the Japanese cultural context in those.
Like you seek it out.
Yeah, when you go out of your way and you're reading subtitles and you're seeing the like little keynotes and carrots and you're reading like Katanagatari levels of words in an hour for no good reason other than because. When you hear Chinese out of what otherwise looks like an anime, you're like, this feels weird. Mm-hmm. And this happened when I watched King's Avatar as well, which is the Chinese one. It's just super weird. And I've seen little Korean dramas before, and some other foreign language films or TV, but there's something very specific about Mandarin Chinese coming out of what looks like anime. Anybody know what I'm talking about at all?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like your brain has a good 20 years of what anime is supposed to be like. I mean, like the visual art with the voices and that kind of pacing. Like your brain it's like it's looking at the sky and it's like it's blue. The sky is supposed to be blue, but when you don't see the sky turning like even if it's red, you're like it's okay, but something's a little bit off about that, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the tonal voices of these of what you're watching of like the art style in particular, right? Mm-hmm. It's as if you it's like I could say the exact same thing if I was hearing let's say like a blue alien speaking English to me. I'm like I know it's I know what you're saying English, but you're blue alien and I don't expect that.
I think I even have a different example. So Netflix has done this thing where they will overdub like Hispanic or Indian, like the country of India, language stuff.
Oh,
and then you'll see the trailer and you're like, something's off. Oh, and you don't pick it up right away and you're like, something's off. And you're like, oh, this is from another country. Mm-hmm. It's probably that. Because in that case, it's like the old 70s martial arts where the lip flaps don't match with
exactly.
So the Americans are speaking really fast. Ha-ha! You upon my enemy! Ha-ha! Speed racer style nonsense.
That's exactly it.
Except this is a foreign language I do not understand, and I'm expecting either English or Japanese. And I don't understand Japanese. I know random words I've heard 1,000 times, but I do not know Japanese. But I'm expecting it.
Wakarimasen.
Yeah, but you also know the beats of it, like the pacing of
rhythm,
the words,
the flow of language. Yeah,
especially with Chinese
Mandarin,
and like other
so wild.
A lot of the other languages that have a tone, like your brain is trying to it's focusing on like this tonal and like singing type of way to speak. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The sing-songy type of way to speak because of how the tonals are inflected. Even for me, like. I'm also affected by it too. Guys, I'm Asian, so I hear it as well.
Oh
so
shit! You're what?
I'm Asian too, so.
Oh no! Oh no!
You know, I don't think we've ever said.
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't. But the point is that I hear like tonal language. I'm exposed to tonal language a lot too as well, growing up, and even now as an adult, I'm like, it's also kind of difficult. Like I don't hear as often anymore, so it's still foreign to me as a person who was born with a tonal language, you know. So yeah, I could understand that part. It's like you're expecting a certain rhythm of a pathway of a speech pattern, I guess.
Yeah.
With the syllables as well. Japanese, the syllables are 2 or 3 characters, and it's always like a ba 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 ba. But yeah, I could see that.
It's like if you know English, you could learn Japanese relatively easier than trying to learn Mandarin because it's going from like syllable language to syllable language instead of syllable language to just tonal, where it's like, what are the tones? I can't even roll my R's when I try to sing Spanish songs.
I've heard
different beasts.
I've heard people say that learning Chinese is better to learn that first than Japanese. I don't know if that's true. That's what I've been told.
I feel like they're so different. Maybe reading.
I mean, that might be what they mean.
Yeah, because they use the same
characters.
Majority basically. Of the characters, right? The kanji.
Kanji, but travel, but speaking it,
Yeah, speaking, I don't know. That's a totally different thing. Language is hard, guys.
Right? Right? Any polyglots out there, please.
Give us some
give
tips.
me a break. No, I just need a break. I'm not learning languages that quick. It's not my thing.
Vicky and me, we're learning Japanese, right, Vicky?
Hi.
I mean, you've got certifications. You know Japanese, Patrick, right?
I know a good amount of conversation. I let's just say if I was in Japan, I would be okay. Like,
yeah,
I'll be fine.
Look, I passed Spanish class multiple times. I also failed at least once. So, wait, did I fail? I don't think I failed, but I didn't do great. So
I lost my French, but I could probably hobble together something if I were stranded in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
If I was stuck in Spain or Mexico or maybe even in the wrong part of Texas, I might not make it out. I'd be like, oh shoot, El Baño.
That's
Taku Katsu. No, I mean I know a little bit, but I could not understand Spanish if you talked to me. I would get nowhere, and I would be not at all able to communicate effectively. It would be the most broken Spanish. So anybody who could actually have a conversation, I don't care if you sound like you're 5. If you can have a conversation with someone in a different language, you're a mile ahead of me. Because if I talked to somebody in Spanish, we would get nowhere. Because I couldn't understand you, and you'd be like, I think I know what you mean, but they wouldn't be able to tell me that because I couldn't understand it.
Yep.
And even if I were to talk speaking like a 5-year-old kid, that's part of my charm. Like, oh, look at this guy trying his best. He is on it. Let me humor this kid.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh,
it's like,
that's how it works.
You're trying so hard. Good job.
Actually, I had that experience speaking Japanese to two Japanese women, and they were mind blown that I was speaking Japanese and talking with them. And like, they even spoke slower so that I could try to like communicate, but just blew their mind that I knew as much as I did, which wasn't saying a lot. It was not a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the effort, you guys. It's the effort. That's all that counts.
I was basically like, Daijoubu desu ka? And they were like, what?
Whoa! She knows the thing.
Look, I got one story like that. It's the only story I got. I was leaving high school. I got on the bus to go downtown. My mom's a teacher in downtown. I get off the bus, go to the front door. Dude comes out the door. I open the door for him. He says to me, gracias. And then he really quickly switches back. He's like, thank you. And I'm like, de nada. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's my point. That's it.
And it was just, we had a quick moment. We had a quick moment, and then it was over. And I'm like, yeah, it's Spanish.
That's so hilarious.
Gotcha.
I also had a story, like taking the buses going to school during college years. There's this Asian lady, elder lady that's kind of like walking across the street. I don't know. I was like helping her around. I felt like I was like a class like helping an old lady go across the street, something like that. And we're in the cities, and I was talking to her, and I was speaking English. And at the end of the conversation, she complimented my English. and I don't know if I looked a certain way that day. Wait. Yes, go on.
This was an Asian lady?
Did you just yes? Yeah. Did you tell me an Asian woman told you your English was good?
Yes,
wow.
yes. It was weird.
That was weird. Insane to me.
That's why it didn't freak me out when I was like, if it was like, let's say it was a white lady or American lady, was like, oh, your English speaks well, but she was like an elder as well. So I was like, and of course she was Asian looking, and so we kind of
she was Asian looking. She wasn't Asian though.
I'm pretty sure she was, but maybe she felt something in me, so that's what gave her the confidence to say such a compliment to me. But it was like, yeah, okay.
So
mind, I was like,
did that feel like a backhanded compliment?
I
don't know what to feel. I'm still trying to process that as we say it.
Because look.
She meant well.
Because look, if anybody says that to me, I'm like, the fuck you trying to say? What the fuck fuck you trying to say about
right,
me?
Right?
The people who look like me. What are you trying to say?
Like, I could see if you were both speaking a different language, not English.
Yeah.
I would not.
But to be like, your English is pretty good. Like,
yeah.
Thank you.
Look, I know how I sound to people. I know how I look to people. If somebody calls me well spoken, I'm a little pissed. Is all I'm saying.
I've had that.
That doesn't come out the way it's supposed
times.
to.
Right.
Don't say that shit, please. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not as cool as you might think it is.
You're very well spoken for someone of your stature.
Please take my compliments back to your people. I mean your people well.
Yeah,
what?
Again, yeah.
Like, where are you from?
I know, right?
I mean, like, where are you from?
Oh, jeez. That's, that's a whole nother story, especially with me. That's a whole nother story.
No. Where are your parents from?
Yeah.
There you go.
Your people, where are they from? Like,
which boat did they come off of?
What war were they escaping from? What type of war led you to come here? I'm like, oh, come on, guys. Like, that's like, I'd be impressed if you said that, because, like, you know a little bit more about
that was
why.
Sophisticated BS right there.
Yep.
What food do you eat at home? Rice.
Oh, jeez. Rice with sugar, you guys.
Sugar rice is the shit, y'all. I had to sneak it as a kid.
Don't down it.
But some people in the South eat it for dinner, and I am here for it.
I can't do it for dinner. I ate too much rice for a long time when I was broke. Okay.
Rice is so good.
Sugar rice. Anyway. So, my point about Immortal King, whatever the crap is called,
right.
is that as an anime, it does a lot of things that do not make any sense to me as someone who is both an American who watches a obscene amount of Japanese media. Like, they were talking about golden pills. The titles for characters were just like, that doesn't mean anything in English. Like, it implies something in English, but it doesn't mean anything in English. And what it implies in English doesn't track. So it's just a cultural shock, I guess. I guess this is the how that works. Where I just don't know. Like, I can follow the story, which wasn't that great. But it was just very like, what? So, Vicky, did you ever pull up the clip?
No. I forgot.
Hey, Cori, I got it, Cori. Here's the thing. This is you experiencing anime for the first time.
Oh.
You're like, what does Date Bayo mean? What is cool and what does chat mean?
Though, legitimately, I was trying to figure out what Date Bayo means for so long, and then I realized it doesn't mean anything.
Nothing.
So, for anybody who has not figured this out now, when certain characters say a phrase in Japanese anime, especially like a Naruto-style show, sometimes it's just nonsense. Shandero? What is it? Shandere or Shandero? Whatever she says. That's just a catchphrase.
Oh, yeah. When you're going to punch her, when you're like...
Shandero! Like that one. Yeah. And Databeo means nothing. It means literally nothing. Which is why they translated it to believe it. And that was stupid. Yeah,
let me bring it back to the Higurashi, the catchphrases. Nipa... Uwu and Nipa.
She just barked like a dog too.
Oh,
that was so weird.
And Nipa, that's it. Like that's
I did not like the Nipa thing. That was that's cute if it like happens organically. That was not what that was.
Yeah, it was forced. Everything
was forced because it's like, look, we have 5 characters. They have 4 different hair colors. You need to identify who they are by their not personality. It's just, it wasn't. It's too much. And
the yellow hair trap girl has that laugh. That So that's how you know. That's how you know this.
Cool. What is that sound effect? The KU sound effect.
That's good, Vicky.
Yeah.
I would aspire to be a voice actor one day.
We all do.
We all do.
I won't give up the dream.
But yeah, the other one I mentioned was Yasuke, which is not in Mandarin.
Sasuke! I thought we were yelling out Sasuke.
We just yelling out names.
I thought we were still doing Naruto.
All right, Vicky. You're gonna take a timeout and go on Netflix and look up Immortal King for me.
Oh,
you can just YouTube it. You can just YouTube
a
clip. YouTube
I get
clip.
Is it Mandarin?
Yeah. I just YouTube
a
clip of it as well. And
I'm just used to things being in Netflix jail, so.
Anyway, because I don't have Netflix on my phone or computer.
Well, you could have said that. You could have said. I would have. See. I asked a simple question. Do you have? And you're like, yeah, I got access.
It's like, yes, I have it, but
I gotta go to my aunt's house, but I have it. Okay, anyway.
No, I have to go downstairs.
Yeah. Anyway, so while you look up that, just to kind of get that reaction from you, but Yasuke is a real black person samurai, and they made an anime that has nothing to do with the simple fact that he's a real black slave who was brought to Japan in like 17 or 1860 or whatever it was as a slave of I forget what country, like some European church person, cardinal or bishop or something. They brought him to Japan, and then he got traded around Japan, and eventually he became a samurai. And the myth goes that he met Nobunaga and da. This anime says, yeah, bump all that real stuff. Let's put in a giant robot, a woman who turns into a bear, a magic Jamaican, maybe Haitian, maybe voodoo shaman guy, and guns, and giant robots, more giant robots, not just one. And I watched that little 12-episode show. It was fine. But I'm just disappointed because we could have had a show that was about a real person, a real African in Japan, and talked about that. And that would have been a cool anime. It would have been like Samurai Champloo or something cool like that.
Right.
But instead they're like, hey, let's make this like so that no one thinks it's real. Because there's giant robots and magic bear people. Like, I'm just very disappointed.
Yeah, no, I think we talked about like the fact like it's if it was trying to do a little bit more of a historical setting and that they did it like and it's in that way without it being totally unrealistic with robots and all that stuff, it may have played a bigger point of like, oh yeah, this is like a historical show. Like it's
right.
This is based on a real thing. Real people in like real history, guys. Like they watch the show, it's great. Right. But people watch it off the surface. It shows robots and this black person and the samurai. You're like, no, this isn't real. This can't be real because robots weren't there. There's no Yasuke. There's no one called Nobunaga. It's all fake. Like, but as to your point, like if they were to set it in a way and do it like in what I'm trying to say.
Let me put it a different way. So we had a movie where Keanu Reeves was a samurai.
Yes.
We had a movie where Tom Cruise was a samurai. We've had movies where white people are samurais and they're set in Japan during the end of industrialization or the beginning of industrialization, into the Meiji period or whatever. And we're like, oh yeah, it's like realistic. So even if you don't think it's real, the fact that that's how the movie made it look. So you're like, oh, maybe there was a white guy in Japan who became a samurai. That's kind of dope. This is a real thing that really happened with an actual African slave who had a name given to him, Yasuke, or Yasuke if you want to be special. And they're like, yeah, let's put some robots in it and make it a cartoon. And then, like, it doesn't seem real because no one's looking at Afro Samurai with Samuel L. Jackson doing the voices of two of the characters and one of those characters being a hallucinating ninja or a hallucinated ninja and thinking, yeah, that was a real dude. No one's thinking that because it wasn't real, but it was also fantastical. This is even more than that. This is more fantastical than Afro Samurai, which as a show is super stylized and super just over the top and very, it was cool, but it wasn't supposed to be real. But they took a real character and said, hey, it's like if I took George Washington after he became president and then let me rephrase this. It's like if I took Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
And I said, look, he actually became president so he could kill vampires because they were eating slaves. Like, no one believes that shit. Like, if you didn't know Abraham Lincoln was real, you'd think it was fake.
Corey, you're lying, Corey. There's no person called Abraham Lincoln. He never did. There's no person called Abraham Lincoln. That was just a movie. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the exact point. It's like, of course, you take a real life person and you put it over the top. You crank those dollars up. Let's make it fancy. Throw some robots. Let's make it crazy. But the fact is, like, that's there. It loses the fact, like, oh, I don't. This is not believable. This is just a fun ride.
Yeah.
But I think if you put it in a more of if you ground it, let's say, it becomes more of I'm learning something. This feels like I'm actually experiencing, that time in that setting.
I think the issue I'm hitting at is at the end of the day, if everyone knew that there was one African slave taken to Japan and he became a samurai.
Oh, you're right.
We'd be cool. Because everybody like, oh yeah. Oh, this is just like a silly take on that. Cool. Why would anyone know that? This is not common knowledge. There's a book that came out. I bought it. But even then, I was watching PBS as like I don't know, I was probably 13 years old. I was like 14 because I think it was in high school. I was 13 or 14. And they talked about this on PBS. So it's a known fact in history. It's been known for years. This is not something that we found out 10 years ago. Or even, this is something we've known. We just don't know a lot about it because it wasn't important to the people at the time, other than being a novelty. It was like, oh, there's this huge black man in Japan in the 1800s, and he, was doing stuff. And became a samurai, apparently. Which was, again, not common for a foreigner to become a samurai. But it did happen. And so if everyone knew this, or even if half the population knew this, then it would be a way different story to just flip it up, like Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
Right.
But when not many people know, it's like, hey, the moon landing's fake. Well, if you've never heard of people going to space, you might believe that real quick and then never question it. Because people think the Earth's flat now.
Yeah, I think the biggest point that you could make is that this could be that anime. It could have been the anime to say, "Oh my God, look at Yasuke! This is based off real story, historical facts, not made up. Look at it."
It could have been like Vinland Saga.
Yeah. It could have been like, this is the go-to for like, this sets the bar. It's sitting like, yep, this is it. But now it's just like, oh, it's just another. I guess
it's just another samurai anime.
Yeah,
samurai anime. Black dude is
exactly. It's just another samurai anime with the black character. That's it. He's not real,
Yeah,
because it could not be real because of the tone of it. But
yeah, if this part I never imagined is true, why is there a robot and a bear woman? Like, why would I say that they're the same? Why would I say one part's true when the other part's completely false?
Mm-hmm.
There were no ninjas with radios. But there were ninjas, so I believe in ninjas, but not ninjas with radios, because Naruto has ninjas with radios. But Yasuke, I've never heard of a black samurai, so why would I think there was one? I don't know.
And I guess it's not. I guess it's not to say it's not like a bad thing.
It's not the worst thing in the world, but I'm just a little disappointed.
Yeah, it's just a point. Like, it could have set a bar. It could have been an historical, like that. Like I said, it could have been the anime for like black samurai, like that show.
Yeah.
But now it's just a normal samurai show that you would be like, oh, if you want to watch samurai, go watch Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Like, why would you watch this show than another established samurai show?
Right.
You would watch this show.
Why watch Yasuke when you can watch Samurai Champloo or Samurai 7?
Afro Samurai,
Shoot.
Samurai Jack.
Yeah. The best samurai anime ever. Oh my goodness.
I'm just disappointed because I knew about this character. I knew about this person. And it's like, oh, they're going to... No, they're not.
They did not do you justice. They did not do him justice.
But,
there you go.
They don't care about my Netflix account, so...
I am back from my assignment, and it is weird, but also that's an engaging anime. Holy crap!
It's not as good as it looks like. It's not.
I skipped to like the middle part with the kid and the chips and the big frog, and I'm like, oh.
I saw that too.
And then they were in the classroom. I'm like, oh,
It's not.
It's not good. What?
It's very average. Like, it's super average. Like, so it's a C+.
So it's like the average life of the Immortal King.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't know. Have we talked about the Yasuke samurai anime? You and I.
I am unfamiliar with.
Oh, that's what we were just talking about for like the last 10 minutes. But yeah, I was just complaining about how they could tell a historical story and they didn't, and they made it about a black samurai, which is really something that happened, and then magical bears and giant robots. So it messes up the historical part because it makes it sound like the black samurai thing is impossible. Like, that never would have happened. Anyway, that was that. That was a long conversation that you missed. Sorry. The immortal life of a whatever. That title never makes sense to me. Anyway, Chinese anime is basically, it starts off with dude being powerful. They explain why he's powerful. They kind of explain why he has no personality. The girl falls in love with him after trying to make him fall in love with her. After he stops her from being in love with him, she's still in love with him. And then he's rated as a 5 when a good score is like 800 on power. But obviously his power is so strong it doesn't register because he's an immortal king, whatever that means in Chinese. And then there's a whole world of people who have power levels and blah, 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 blah. And then after they establish all the stuff I just explained, and that frog gets turned into a dog that's green.
Go on.
Then they go into a tournament arc, and then it's over. Oh, also, he kind of destroys the world, but doesn't, and then remakes it, and then everything's good. And that's like 15 episodes.
Wow. So it's like you pulled the Saitama, but it's very boring.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That sounds...
I've watched a couple overpowered protagonist shows, and this is not even close to the best. Speaking of which, Solo Leveling. Cannot wait. I need that to be an anime yesterday. Yeah. Oh my god, that in Korean? Oh, I need to see that in Korean. I want to see what that's like. Because if they do that in Korean, because it's originally Korean, I wonder if that'll feel weird because... Yeah. Oh, man. Nice. The Japanese are not going to want to animate that. That is not a show. Look.
It's going to take over everything. Before. It's gonna be the next Demon Slayer.
It's super good. Like,
it's going to be the next thing.
I cannot. Just, yeah. I've shown you the art, like, because I have the book. Yeah. So good. But, basically, there's a whole point in there where they just slam Japan. And then after they slam Japan, so Japan gets basically destroyed.
What?
So, like, this is not a show where a Japanese producer who has strong national identity is going to want to, like, make it work. Now, if you got somebody who doesn't care and they just want to make money, this is a show that's going to make money. This show, done well, is going to be like One Punch Man or My Hero or Jujutsu. Like, it's so good. And it's done, so they don't have to do filler. They could just make it. The only thing that's not done is the donghua, stuff in Chinese. Manhwa, manhwa, which is the manga version, essentially. The actual story is done. It's written, it's been done for over a year and a half, I think. So if they wanted to animate this and just go, they could get it done in, depends on how long they want to extend it, but I would assume it would take a couple of years. So we're talking maybe 4 seasons minimum.
That's pretty long.
Yeah, like this is a franchise waiting to happen. This is merchandising waiting to happen because the art is so good that what I'm expecting next week is related.
I see.
So I can't wait to show it to you next week. But man, I kind of talked a lot, so
no, it's good. You've got that fire.
Yeah,
that's that passion.
Hey, look.
That's what makes
if we got any real listeners and you want recommendations, You want breakdowns of character psychology. I will do that. You just need to give me a comment, send us an email, send Vicky to Twitter, bug us on anything we got. Okay, so for next week.
Yes, next week. What are we watching, Cori?
So, everybody, next week we are going to watch the only anime any of us have been interested in that came out this current season, starting in July of 2021, which is Sonny Boy, Sonny, which is an isekai about high school students getting isekai'd. So, their whole school gets truck-coons, kind of like Spider. I finished Spider, by the way.
Really?
I finished
You'll finish Spider, but you won't rewatch a second episode of Paranoia Agent.
Correct.
Hey, Spider's good.
It was alright.
Agent's also good too.
Spider was fine. Spider was fine. It did get a little bit better near the end, but it's fine. It's very much a B-, B, maybe even a straight B. It's a B. It's an even B average. It's fine. It's good-ish. Anyway, Sonny Boy. It's a original. There is no manga. There is no light novel. There is no book. There is no story. So anything that is animated is new to us. I think we're 4 weeks in, so they probably only have 4 episodes out. So if it's really good, that might be what I watch this season.
But yes, we do have a bunch of other stuff from the previous season that I want to watch as well.
I'm still pushing for Mars Red and Tokyo Revengers, but other than that, we always got plenty of old shows that we know are good.
Exactly,
but not Paranoia Agent or Fooly Cooly for that matter.
That was an old show.
Yeah, that was shots right at Vicky, just like bam.
Yep.
Look, Vicky, you like a lot of good shows, but you also like shows I don't like. So,
and those are the shows we need to watch.
Yep, they deserve to be reviewed and talked about.
If I finish watching Utena before you finish watching Redo of Healer, I'm going to be disappointed in you.
No, okay. Redo of Healer is in my top 3 to finish and watch. So I got Higurashi. I got Vivi. I forgot what it was. I was like,
Vivi's good though.
Vivi's and then I got Redo of Healer. It's my top 3, and then Steins Gate is in the top 5.
Like I said, if I finish Utena before you finish Redo of Healer, I'm disappointed in you because one of those shows is 13 episodes or 12 episodes, and the other one, I've already watched 32 of them. So, and that's over a year and a half. So you're really, really doing a bad job if I beat you.
That's just mostly because life keeps getting in the way, but
I mean,
for those fans of Redo of Healer, I got you. Full review coming up.
She's got the promise, you guys.
The fans of Redo of Healer have finished that show, and they've healed across the world.
That's true. That's true. But for those that just want to hear about it, but not sit through the trauma, I got you. And for those that want to...
If you're a Redo of Healer fan, and you're somehow listening to this, please make yourself known.
Yes.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Healing.
No
Shout it out in
the
comments. Hashtag heal me up.
Replace that H with an F and we got an accurate statement.
I will also inflict it upon a novice. Is it even novice if someone doesn't even watch anime?
Yeah,
that's a newbie.
That's terrible.
It's not even on the scale. Yeah, that's level 0.
Dude, you're over here doing some Guantanamo Bay torture over here with that.
Yeah, that's I wouldn't recommend that at all. Showing someone 2 Girls 1 Cup is fine, but Redo Healer is I don't even know where to start. That's a tough one.
Yeah, but I'm doing it for research reasons.
Okay, that's good.
See how the average person takes to.
This is your first subject. I'm scared of if you continue to do this line of work.
We all went to the same university. We all know that is not how good statistics work.
Scientific method. 1
is not a statistically significant result. That is the p-values are off. Oh, I'm going to use all my statistic knowledge in this last sentence.
It's like that one experiment with Baby Albert. And then they were like, "Hey, no more human."
With the white things and the bunny. Is that Baby Albert?
I think the bunny. Yes, yeah. And then they made him deathly scared.
That's messed up. Anyway.
Yeah, that was. Hey, you want to read about something messed up? Like,
nope.
In the vein of Freedom Healer? Look up Baby Albert.
Baby Albert. Oh, okay, guys.
Baby Albert's a little bit better than Redo a Healer, okay?
Yeah. But it's still messed up history.
It's real, so it's actually kind of more messed up, but Redo a Healer is Anyway, I'm done.
No, but Redo a Healer is a fantasy. It's a fantasy. It's not real. That's why you know it's okay. Wait a minute. I didn't say that.
I don't like these fantasies that you two are enjoying. I don't.
It's just fiction, guys. It's not real. It can't hurt you. It can't hurt you.
It's like watching a movie, like Old Boy, or
yes, exactly. Or Saw.
Or Saw. Yep.
Or Freddy Krueger or Chucky. You know, they're not real.
You know why I don't like watching these things? Because real life is terrifying.
That's true.
I don't need to be scared. I just go look outside.
No, you're right about that. I think Vicky and me, we like to watch. We like to encounter our fears. It's like Vicky said, shadow work. It's like we want to see how we deal with it.
Yeah.
You know,
put it in our eyeballs and just make us confront.
Okay. Did you all watch the first few episodes of Walking Dead, like the first season?
Oh yeah.
Okay, remember Daryl's brother when he was on the roof?
Vaguely.
Okay.
I know he got left on the roof and he lost an arm in the process.
Do you leave him on the roof or do you kill him?
I'm trying to remember what he did to get left on the roof. Didn't he betray them?
He tried to kill Rick.
So you're saying put him out of misery or let the zombies get him?
Okay. My logic is you kill him because you don't want him to come back and get you, but you leave him on the roof to let the zombies maybe kill him. And I'm like, no. This is the end of the world. You're going down. I'm done.
This was back
I'm a
before.
compassionate person, so who knows if I'd actually really do that? But that's my thinking in the moment. Like, we're going hardcore. You're dead. You tried to kill me. I got away. Zombies are on the other side of that door. Peace. No, I'm killing you. You're dead. What do you do?
This was back when they were like, life is important and humans are.
Right.
And so they're
before they gave up on civilization. Yeah.
Yeah. And before humans were the worst thing in the world yet again.
The zombie attack is satisfying though. It's just like, I don't know.
See, I prescribe to the villains don't talk. They kill the superhero or the spy right away. You don't make plans. You don't. Kill them now. Continue with winning. You don't talk. You don't strap them to a chair and put a laser slowly to burn them in the head. No, shoot them in the head. Continue with your being evil. That's how a real villain wins.
But at that point,
an eye for an eye, though. Come on, the whole reason why you want revenge is that so they could experience what they've done to others, like the Redo Healer effect. It's a revenge story. It's about if you can't let them go off that easy. I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking through certain quotes.
And this is why in Walking Dead he didn't die. He escaped, cut off his hand, and came back to be a threat to Rick.
That is true.
Hey, that's a plot contrivance. That is plot.
It is. But you can't tell me that in some way, right, in real life, leaving things to chance is a good idea.
Hey, okay, I'll say it. Real life, I would shoot his legs and make sure that he can't run.
I'm with Patrick.
Zombies would get him.
I'm with Patrick.
If you're gonna do this, you gotta follow through. All right,
you
gotta follow through isn't murdering him. Your follow through is wounding him.
No, follow through with the plan of letting the zombies get to him, and so that he could feel the pain that he's caused other people.
Because the revenge is death by zombie. You don't want possible escape from zombie. So you maim them. You
have
leave them alive, and then for the final coup de grace, you let the zombies at him.
Here's the thing between
you chained him to a thing. He shouldn't have escaped. That was a plot contrivance. So he should have died by zombie.
But they left both his legs intact. He don't need both of them if he's gonna die.
He doesn't need to do anything. He's chained to a pipe.
But they don't count for plan B and C and D. I plan for A through double Z. I have 52 plans.
Plan A. He's dead. I killed him. He can't come get me now.
But you
I
don't
win.
have the revenge, the...
They want revenge.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe you two like revenge so much that you're going to get hurt in the long run. While
I don't
me,
like revenge.
I'm like, business done? I'm going to continue go being the kingpin. Peace.
That's why me and Patrick are the supervillains, because we put thought into
Very
our
true.
processes.
Very
Yeah.
true. You have plans. We
What
have
does that
You
make me?
gotta gloat a little bit. You are the Punisher.
Yeah,
Okay.
get
Okay.
it done. Just
Okay.
that's it. Get it done.
I can accept being Frank Castle, crazy person that he is.
you jaywalk, you're done. You're out of here.
Right. I'll be like in
You
Singapore.
you out of here. It's like
in
you literally
Singapore,
done.
like,
You're
oh, that's gum? Where you going to put that gum?
done.
Over here. Bam! You're dead.
Done.
Judge Dredd. Just bam.
Yep, Judge Dredd. You're very lawful and like to it, like. Whereas we're part of the chaos, where it's like, hey, I'll let zombies get you, but I won't give you a chance to escape. He don't need both legs if he's gonna die anyway.
True. I will use those legs as bait for future zombie conquest.
Yep.
There's a reason. There's a plan. See, everything I do is logical in my insane world.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if we're living zombies and that's the situation, you just you play into it. So I mean, anything goes at that point. But again, like Vicky said, I think Cori has a very like simple solution. Like this is it, bam. But me and Vicky get a little bit complicated. I guess we like to
The drama.
Yes, there's a story. There's a build up and there's a story to our sense of madness.
Yep.
If we were mad, we're not. If we were,
these are hypotheticals.
You were just saying, you were telling us a situation that I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I was in that situation.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, don't be. Look, I'm super compassionate. I don't know if I'd actually be that hardcore, but you drive me insane. I'm going all the way. I'm going full Frank Castle. I know that much.
Yeah.
Because I do my best to be more complicated than simple. But there's nothing simple with Frank Castle. It's just. All right.
Oh, jeez.
So next week we'll watch Sonny Boy, yeah?
Sonny Boy next week.
Sonny Boy.
On the next episode of Taku Katsu podcast. Well, guys, thanks again for joining us on this wild ride of Taku Katsu. Watch Higurashi, watch Stein's Gate, watch Memento,
watch Shutter Island.
All of these good mystery, shows. Maybe even throw some time loops in there. It's great stuff. Next week we're gonna watch Sonny Boy, and this is the end of Taku Katsu. I got a brain fart. I was like, how do I end this show? I was gonna do a summary of what we talked about. I don't know what we talked about.
We've talked about so much.
It's 2
I even
hours.
watched another show. Like during the show, like I watched some of another show.
This is gonna be a long ride. 2 hours in, you guys. But yes, Otaku Katsu joined by Vicky.
I'm going to just watch all of Higurashi right now.
A great choice. Cori, what do you say to that?
I say at the end of the day, all you need is healing.
I think we all can agree with that. And I, as your final host, Patrick, we all bid you a goodbye to another episode of Otaku Katsu. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.